Good morning, America and lands beyond that believe in a fair exchange of value for the blood, sweat, and tears that we all go through as individuals to accumulate the necessities to maintain life, peace, and serenity here today. I had one of the most amazing things happen to me over the past week that I want to share with you that's moved me to high heaven. That's a phrase in these texts that we use, saying that it profoundly caused pause and deep pondering and doing a whole bunch of whittling on a stick after this weekend. The reason I have Harry on here, Harry Reid, he was the lead senator, Democratic senator, and then what I'll call the globalist side, the bankers. Let's just cut right to the chase. It's the bankers. It's that 807 billionaires we have in the U.S. and those collectively with it abroad that were influenced by an event that took place at Waterloo. We'll get into that real deep in our educational process should you love enough about your country to even check into it. If you find out that it isn't worth it for what we're going to charge for it, and it's not going to be a charge, it's going to be a gift that you're going to give to us as a donation to further our mission to save our country. My name is Ramblin' Randy, they call me. I'm a proud resident, born and raised in the deep, piney woods of East Texas. And I will go to my grave before the globalists and the bankers take our way of life here. Just as the proud people I'm going to show you did over their watering rights to their livestock on free range owned by the citizens of the United States of America, not the bureaucracies and departments that the United States government, which has been infiltrated by the globalists, by the bankers, they're calling it the deep state. That may be their superficial name, but make no mistake about it, the puppeteers are the bankers. These people stood up. They don't own this land. We do. We put them in charge to manage some affairs that we all couldn't do because we all can't be up there running the show. So we put some figureheads in charge. They have gone crazy. Nowadays, it's in us we trust. .com. That's Harry Reid. Well, Harry Reid, being a puppet on a string for the globalists, was over the state of Nevada. Wanted to control that land for people coming in and grazing and having livestock watered and fed properly. These feds said you can't do it. This is our property. So they brought in their toys and the boys. That's what always bothers me. By God, I had a suit on just like those kids do now. What have they got to be thinking? What have we done to even have a child take up a gun, grow up to be 19, 20, 21, and point that damn thing at another citizen trying to water their cows on free-range land where nobody can live? Well, these people fought back. They stood up. They said, you're not taking our land. We've been here. There's Mr. Walking away right there. It's Clyde Bundy. I stood next to this man, shook his hand, looked him in the eyes. He sought of the earth. If anybody could be a figurehead that stood up to the might and the power, as you'll see, of these idiots, thinking that they run our lives, just come in and take away people's lives and the way that they've conducted life forever. Look what they did to the Indians. They're doing it to us, except we have a bigger reservation. The Bundy Ranch Freedom Fighters. I'm telling you, I stood next to Almond Bundy, if I'm pronouncing his name right. The little grandson there, I saw him too. It was amazing. There's Almond right there. I pronounced his name wrong, but stood right next to this man right here. I believe this is his bride, and these are people supporting him out there on the range. Stood next to him this past weekend. There's Clyde. There's Clyde right there. There's an American. These are Americans. Let me tell you something. They call me oil field trash because I've been in the oil business most of my life, off and on, other crazy things. But I was born and raised in Kilgore, Texas. It's still to this day the world's richest acre resides in my hometown. Anyway, long story, but we do the same thing these cowboys are doing here. We love our country and we respect the rule of law, and everything that we do is guided by that still small voice of the God of our understanding. Okay? And even that last part of our understanding is bullshit. Anyway, there's only one God. Understand it as you will, but there's only one God. And these hands right here, by the way, that's what we call people down, the working people. We call them hands. These hands right here have cowboyed up. They're sitting on a jump seat. If you don't know what that is, like some of us do, that's sitting on that seat when they drop that lip back of that bird. That's an indication that it's not, things are looking like it's going to get a little breezy for you. You fix to go out that back door. And you might not come back. Well, these hands have got the same feeling. They're prepared. They'll stand up for their God of their understanding, the land that they love, and their family, and the way of life that they want to see their followers, their kids, and their kids experience. Not under the rule of some bureaucrat that probably has on those little things that keeps your socks up. I never figured that out. Why guys would put on these little things like in pantyhose deals that hold up their damn socks. Cowboys and hardworking people just hope that they don't ball up down around your ankle or your toes while they're inside your boots. That's a bitch to get it out. We don't have any of them little put-up deals. But anyway, just rambling. That's why they called me this. Keep from crying. The Bundy Ranch. The Bundy Ranch. Look at it. Bundy Ranch. Hard-working people. You see Joe out there anywhere? You see Shifty out there anywhere with a gun to protect this land and the way of life? Hell no, you don't. These are hard-working people. This is love for land. Being demonstrated. Carrying that American flag. Whew. God bless you, Clyde Bundy. God bless these hands. I'm at him. Look at him. They got them tagged. These pictures, they got their faces tagged. One hand didn't come back. I've got his paperwork around here somewhere. His daughter, beautiful daughter. Beautiful daughter. I don't know if he had any sons, but she was standing up for him. It's his name is Finicum. Finicum family. I believe he was ambushed and killed by them, by the bankers and the boys they've talked into shooting. Poor lads. Talked into shooting him. One of them on the way up there to the Bundy Ranch, I do believe. That's a hero. Going to have Eamon come on and talk to us when we get the Rabbit Hole Herald up. The Friends of Paul Revere. Silent Supporters Society. The Truth Pays. In Us We Trust. And as many other domains that I can create that might allure people over to join our ranks. Stand with us on that hill, if nothing else, metaphorically, while you're still sitting on your dead ass on your couch at home. That's okay, as long as you're watering the horses. Throw these boys a penny, a nickel, a dime. How can I do that, Randy? How can I do that? Hell yes, I'll throw them a penny, a nickel, a dime, and a quarter. To be the brave ones. Look at this asshole. To be the brave ones that stand up. Don't just sit there and say you love America. It's time to cowboy up. It's time to stand up. Make a line in the sand somewhere inside of you that you say they will not cross, and if they do, you drop them, or they drop you. That's standing up, people. You know, some of the bravest people that I have ever met in my life, be it in civilian or in the military, even some of them soldiers and sailors in the service that went through all this training and became efficient at performing their task, but have never really been in action. Some of the bravest I ever saw were those meek ones, the ones you'd picture with a pencil protector in their pocket. Those are sleepers. Whatever it takes, or whatever it took to fire one of those things up, those pencil-pushing little meek ones, they become animals. I say animals in a good way. There's a fire inside of some of these people. They're just sleepers standing there, that when it goes off, you just go, damn, look at old Johnny over there. And they cut loose. They love their country. They might not show it. They'll be over there meekly in the corner or standing on the sidelines not doing much. But if you trigger that one last thing, they light up like a Roman candle. And God help you if you happen to be in their nervous way. Because they're fixing to swing a plow. I was right out here this past Thursday. We still concerned, Ann, about Benghazi. We're going to get to the bottom of it. If y'all will help me. Beautiful picture. Beautiful picture. There was 52 families out there on the range. They all dropped. Fell off. Got bought off. Boy, my nose is getting a little bit emotional. One stood tall. Said, I got a line in the sand. And they drew that line in the sand. They said, you're not coming across. And the family decided that we ride. We ride to the front lines. No difference than the boys and girls that have been allured under false pretenses to go to lands far, far away and defend what we thought was freedom and to help those people out. When we didn't know it, but all it was is we were the hired mercenaries to go over and do their deeds, so that under the guise of our good spirits and under moral disengagement that we have, completed their dastardly deeds as I was laying on my face down a rice paddy on the wrong side of the Da Nang River. I wasn't working for you people. I was 19 years old. But I rode, I floated, flew, dropped, everything else. I was just no hippie. I just wanted to go home. I didn't want to carry a gun. Look where I ended up. Thank you, Uncle Sam. So these guys just like us, if they're doing it here on our homeland, people, this battle is here with us, up front and personal. If you think it's not, you're dreaming in full-blown Technicolor, okay? Full-blown Technicolor. These kids, the Bundys and the ones supporting them, I wish I could have been there. They're riding off to war. Not in a faraway land, right here. They stood them off. They kept them off. They wouldn't back down to fear and intimidation. What'd they do? They stood up to the Constitution. This man had his sons digging hard. Because we live under the rule of law, and the Constitution says you can't stay. If they say that the BLM didn't own that land, it was the land way before it was free range, way before the BLM and the Homeland Security and all these bureaucrats come in there and put up a fence and said they now own it. My white ass. Stand up. Do something. Do what these people are doing. If time comes, get out there and draw your line in the sand. Your horse will do it with you. To hell with these people. There's more of us than there are them. They're ready. Family and all. Because they believe in this. First Amendment area. This just moves my heart. They stood up to these guys, father and son. They stood up. God bless them. There he is. It's amazing what one person, coupled with their passion, being guided by God and protected by God, stands up. There's no denying the truth, and there's no defense against it. God bless you, Clyde Bundy. And I told him that. They're ready. There was their line in the sand. Did you see that? Look at them here. I've been there. Been there. Went to see this. There's the man. Shook his hand, hugged his neck. Can't talk these people out of this. They're riding. Can you believe what you're reading in front of you there? And it's fact. And it's fact. No, sir. Don't tread on me. We mean it. We mean it. We mean it a lot. Showdown in the desert. God bless every one of them. There's Clyde. He's proud of America. If you ever wonder if we can win, we can win. You know why? Take a look. The only reason things aren't peaches and cream right now, I'm going to tell you, and you hear me well. The enemy lies inside of each and every one of us. It's that thing that says, I want just a little bit more than the other guy. I want to get as much of that stuff as I can get now before they shut it down, because it's really not that good for everybody to get this much, but let me get mine first. I'll hurry so I can get it. You know, everybody wants to go to heaven, but just not today. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to get bit by a shark. Best thing to do is stay out of the ocean. Everybody bitches about their taxes. Best thing to do is not you fill in the blanks. Why feed the monkey? Cut the monkey's head off. I'm going to say this in closing, and I mean this. Then I'm going to get back to the regular reporting of what's going on in my mind. Is that until we change the culture from greed-based, get as much as you can while the sun's shining, to I will only take my fair share based on the work that I've put into it, unless we operate on a fair exchange of value, we're in deep trouble. All we got to do is stand up. There's more of us than there are them, and simply say no. Start teaching our children now to honor the rule of law, those that are there to protect us for the right reasons. And we won't raise kids that'll go in and become these idiots with guns called the police, some of them. I've got a lot of good friends that are cops. We'll raise them up to when, as I grew up, we had more guns in the parking lot of our high school than most small armories have, and the windows were down. The guns were in gun racks. Anybody could take them because there's so damn many of them out there. Everybody had a gun. It's kind of like wearing shoes. A lot of us didn't wear shoes, though. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's why they call me Rambling Randy. Go out today, create a wonder-filled life. It is by choice. Only do things that are fair exchange of value for you and the other. Agree upon it and accept the outcome of your decisions, and things will go really well. Once a person who has been honestly mistaken all their life learns the truth, they either cease to be mistaken or they cease to be honest. What say you? Subscribe to this channel. We're fixing to start a project in the not too distant future that is going to put more what you'll call money, because I know people need money out there. We can stick a bunch of that money in your pocket if you'll help us save this country. And all you got to do is have people watch a few little videos, see something like you just saw there, and see if we can stir up a little something inside of them that says, no, I won't accept that for my country. I'm going to stand up. Just like the Bundys, because guess what? If we can't protect and have freely the ground we stand on, where do we start? We start at the ground we stand on, and we start clearing house, clearing all that garbage out. Once a person who has been honestly mistaken all their life learns the truth, they either cease to be mistaken and start speaking the real truth, or they cease to be honest. What say you? Rambling. Oh, and quickly before I go, if you was wondering why I named this clip as I did, take heed. Yamamoto said when he hit Pearl Harbor under that false flag, long story, you need to get a little foundation before we go into that. He said that and I quote him, I fear all we have done is awaken a sleeping giant and fill him with a terrible resolve. I feel something stirring deeply inside of me, a flame burning. The same thing is happening now. With the Bundys event taking place, the fires in California, the vaccines, the videos I can show you that I have personally taken about the assault on our air, the assault on our water, but mainly the assault on our essence. They call it money. Money is nothing more than a storehouse, or the dollar bill is nothing more than a storehouse of value that you have done all of your life, creatively collected of the value you have stored, be it small or large. And have that placed inside of, exchanging all of your essence, your hard work, blood, sweat, and tears you've accumulated, and infusing or putting that in the good faith of this dollar. All of your work. It's amazing. Lot to talk to you about. I need your mind more than anything else. I'll give you the money if you'll just let me talk to you and others talk to you and see if we can bring your mind around. Ramblin' Randy, we down. Randy, we down.